Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we look at the final episode of Violet Evergarden, episode 13. I apologize, by the way, my hair is all over the place. I just came out of the shower like not even 2 minutes ago. But I needed to get this review out to you guys and girls because, wow, Violet Evergarden 13 was just incredible. What a way to wrap up a series. Oh my god. You know, I do know there's an OVA heading out. I think my friend said it was July, I believe. So we should look forward to that. But at the same token, though, even if that was not to do anything more than just to sell a side story, I'd be okay with it. This ending was just so spot on. It really did its job. So the conclusion kind of took place in two parts. We had the first part continuing from the train scene. Violet was on the train fighting, lost one of her arms in the fight, but luckily was able to, you know, knock out the guy for the most part. And it was then that the Major realized that, you know, Violet isn't just someone that is a soulless warrior. It's the best way I could put it. You know, she's someone that she's finally starting to get a personality of her own. She's starting to get a heart. And he realized it because she wasn't ordered to stand there and protect him. You know, she decided to do that. She decided to lose her arm in defense of him and to fight for him and everyone on that train. So he, you know, finally came to his senses a little bit and, you know, actually caught her brooch before it fell off, because that would have been horrible. I would have felt genuinely bad if you know, Violet would have lost that brooch, because that was a very special memento from, you know, the Major. But lo and behold, I want to say the kind of bigger issue came in the form that even though the train was, you know, stopped from all these terrorists, it was still heading towards explosives that, you know, Violet and the one dude, I always forget that guy's name, but he's the blonde hair guy. They had to go stop the explosives, and, you know, the blonde hair guy just jumped off the train, slammed into the bomb, knocked it off into the water, and it was like nothing. I was like, dude, what the hell? Holy shit, you did that a little too perfectly. Meanwhile, Violet ran to the side of the train for like 5 seconds, which was just insane, and then went to the explosion and was able to rip it off, but also lost another arm in the process of that. But it shows her indomitable spirit, and luckily blonde-haired dude was able to come and rescue her before she fell off, because she had no arms at that point. I mean, how would she have saved herself? That would have been possible, but luckily she was okay. You know, and that was it for that. You know, the peace treaty went through, and we are alluded to that probably peace is finally on, you know, the way to be. Everyone's going to be happy finally. Hopefully, you know, the war will finally end with that peace treaty being signed, and even the rebellious groups will kind of take a step back. What then happens is kind of interesting, where we have Violet go towards Evergarden and meet her in person, or not Evergarden, excuse me. That was actually, I think it wasn't Evergarden. It was the mother of the two majors. I'm sorry about that, my mistake. They look very similar. I don't know if I was the only one that thought that. Maybe they are similar. Maybe they are the same person, and I'm completely wrong. But you get what I mean. She went there, and, you know, it was very interesting, the conversation they had with one another, where they were talking about how she knew, even though her memory was going bad, and you could see that she probably is dying of Alzheimer's, most likely, you know, she still remembered her, you know, her son. And she remembered both of their sons in general, knowing that they were very close, and that's why the brother was so angry, I think, at Violet, because he really was more so angry at himself for not being able to save the brother, but even more so that he felt like here she is, a warrior that has no will of her own, being the only one to live, while his dear brother, died in a battle that, you know, he could have survived if he wasn't protecting her. That's what I think is going through his mind. But, you know, I think he got a wake-up call, you know, like I said, with the train incident, and it was very interesting when the mother was talking to Violet, going, she's well aware that the son is dead. You know, the Major is dead, and she understands that, but he goes, he's not dead. He's in my heart, and she pointed to her heart. And, you know, it was a beautiful, touching scene, because I think Violet also realized that it's very accurate to that. I don't think Violet wants to believe fully yet that the Major is dead, and she holds on to a very grim thing of hope that, you know, he's somewhere out there. I mean, we see that when they're writing letters to everyone during the air show, you know, she's writing a letter, and we hear her voice talking over it, saying that, you know, she understands that he might be out there somewhere. He might be just lost or very injured. He can't move anywhere, but, you know, she refuses to believe that he's dead, and she hopes that one day she will run into him again. So it's kind of, for now, her reason for being. And it's bittersweet in some ways, because it goes to show you that she still needs him. She still needs that longing to him. But it's also understandable, because, you know, she finally, as she says, understood what love meant because of his actions. And that propels her to do what she knows to do, you know. Because of her actions with the Major, and because of all these people she met along the way, you know, it led to her realization that love is the way it is, and you know, it was shown via the Major's actions towards her, and we got some flashbacks here and there, which are really nice. But yeah, and then it just continued from there. It was really just a sweet ending. I really thought it was beautiful. I didn't cry like the other episodes, but I came pretty damn close. I won't lie, I came pretty damn close. Anyways, though, aside from that, I will say that this was definitely a great series. You know, I remember the animosity I had towards it in the very beginning. I told you guys and girls that I had a lot of issues with it in the very beginning. And it wasn't because it's like, oh, it's terrible, it's not well written. It's more so because I was worried about the structure of it. Like, there was so much potential. I saw the potential. Like, I'm not even going to talk about the animation. The animation was gorgeous. I mean, this was easily one of the most beautiful anime to come out last season, and it still is one of the most beautiful things I've seen this whole year so far. I mean, we're still early into the year, but it's gorgeous. Everything from the character designs, from the character movements, to the background scenery. So it's just set pieces where you see them just for still motion. It's stunning. It really is. And I'm so happy that I got to see that. Music is perfect. I really love the music. The opening and closing were fine. You know, the few times they were played, because they weren't always played. I also loved that I actually finally heard the English voice acting, and the English voice acting is not too bad. The English dub, I commend them. They got someone to do Violet in that very nice voice that's very similar to her Japanese voice, that's very calm and collected. I thought that was really good. So I watched the last episode in both English and Japanese. You know, I switched back and forth real fast. So I listened to some of it in English and then I switched it to Japanese. But I will say that it was really good. I was very happy about that. Overall, though, you know, the story was what took the cake for Violet Evergarden, even besides the animation being beautiful. The story had a rocky start to me. It was very slow in the beginning, but what came out from it was a story that has a lot of realities to it, especially if you read some of the stories of war in general. I mean, war is something that none of us really of this generation, unless you're someone that's from prior generations, has lived through, or if you've been in the military, obviously you lived through it, but most of us will never fully understand, you know, like World War II situations or World War I situations, because we haven't gone through that, and hopefully we never have to go through that. But you know, it's interesting because you see the landscape, you see the people that are injured by it, you see the people that are hurt. And Violet Evergarden, it does this really cool thing where it shows these people that are just normal people. They're not really super special. I mean, probably the closest special people we got in this whole story was that one princess that was marrying off to that one dude. That was probably the most special person out of the whole group. But most of these people were normal people that were just trying to make their lives work after this war ended, and trying to rebuild their situation, like the brother and sister, or even the guy who lost his mom and dad to the war, most likely, who, you know, found his refuge in going by himself to basically a monastery to be a scribe. You know, these are stories that are relatable and they're beautiful, and honestly, I was just really touched by how great this show was. It was so enjoyable. Like, so the first episodes maybe were a little weak to me, but after that, I think by episode 3 I was sold on the show being just incredible, and I really almost like want to slap myself in the face, be like, you should have known this was coming, and you should have realized it. But it was awesome. So that's why if I had to rate Violet Evergarden between A through F, I'm going to give it an A. You know, I was thinking that it was just a little shy from an A+, only because I feel like there are some issues with it at times at the beginning. Really, that's like the biggest drawback for it. But after you get through the first like 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes, the rest of the 10 episodes to follow out of the 13 episodes of the series was just perfect. I had no complaints about it. So it was just a stunning show from basically almost beginning to end. Anyways, what did you guys think about Violet Evergarden? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. As always, guys and girls, if you like my reviews, think about hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. I hate telling people to hit the notification bell, but according to YouTube, it's supposed to be like helpful to your algorithm. Hit the notification bell. Check out my Patreon for various rewards and stuff like that. I've changed up some stuff on there recently, and you know, just continue being awesome, guys and girls. I will talk to you guys later. Until our paths cross again in the next review, God bless you all. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.